Hello everyone, welcome to AZ Replay by the Arizona Republic. Here you're going to get one of your first looks at all of Friday night's action in Arizona high school football. We're trying to be a bit interactive with this show, so if you are at a game, you see a great play, you capture it on video, please tweet at us at AZ Replay or use our hashtag AZ Replay. So with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the games that we're covering here tonight. So obviously our game of the week was Phoenix Pinnacle at Gilbert Perry. We also were covering South Mountain at Buckeye Verrado, Chaparral versus Hamilton, Centennial Castile, Desert Ridge, Red Mountain, Williams Field, and Norco from California, and also Cesar Chavez, which took on East from Alaska. That game is still going on, so we don't have a final from that one for you yet. So getting started, my name is Matt Wilhelm. I'm going to be guiding you through this here tonight. Let's get started with our first highlight. We get going. We have Phoenix Pinnacle taking on Gilbert Perry. In this one, we had quarterback J.D. Johnson taking on Chubba Purdy and Gilbert Perry. The Michigan-bound Johnson seized the spotlight last season from Spencer Rattler when Rattler was injured. Rattler returned, then he was later declared ineligible. Now this is Johnson's team. Rattler's over in Oklahoma now. But tonight he's going against Gilbert Perry's Chubba Purdy. So you've got the potential for like a nearly unstoppable running attack with Purdy. He is 6'4", 215 plus. He's big, he's bad, and he's going to Louisville. So let's get started. Here's our first clip. We are going to see Purdy taking off. And one more time just to enjoy that. But he's more than just a runner. He's also got a bit of an arm. Check out this 45-yard bomb here. Goes to Xavier James for a touchdown. So in our next clip here from this game, you have to remember you are playing Pinnacle, so you do have to deal with J.D. Johnson. So here we have a clip. If it would just do me some favors and load. Get it back. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Boom, through the middle for touchdown. And that is Cade Horton with that catch there. We will run that one more time just so you get to see that. But in our next clip, you do have Chubba Purdy. He does take some hits in this game. Here's one. He ends up losing the ball on this. Recovery Pinnacle. Going the other way. And here we have one of my favorite plays in high school, college, pro football, the fake field goal. Here we go. Up, pass, down. Gets the first down, doesn't get the score, but they would score shortly after that. But this game would come down to the Pinnacle defense, and here you have Pinnacle stuffing Purdy. Nowhere to go. And down. Now on this one, you do have Pinnacle claiming its first victory of the season. They defeated Gilbert Perry 39-14. So moving on, we are going to, sorry about this, go to break the format a little bit. We're going to get away from some highlights for a second because we have something that needs to be addressed. Chubba Purdy might have the best name in Arizona high school football, so let's talk about it a little bit. He wasn't born a Chubba, no, but the legend of Chubba Purdy actually begins with a baby named Preston Purdy, who reached the absolute unit size of 32 pounds as a 1-year-old and garnered the nickname Chubba. After turning 18, the Louisville commit has legally changed his name to Chubba Purdy, and I believe we are all the better for it. So if you want to read more about Chubba Purdy, please go online. Check out azcentral.com/sports. Our Richard Obert did talk with him earlier this week about growing up with his brother Brock Purdy. So let's take a look at what growing up was like for the Purdy brothers.
It's always
gloves
been
come
that.
off.
Yes, sir. Ever since we were little, competition is everything, and we just always really want to win, and we do not like losing.
Whether it's ping pong, which they are very competitive in, football, wrestling, I mean, you name it, we're going to have a contest. It's all no rules. Let's just go. They're going to do what they can to win.
I guess you guys went to Montana and you guys were throwing through trees or branches?
Yes, sir. Up in Montana, me and Brock brought our footballs and we're throwing and in between trees, tight spaces, and of course we were getting mad at each other and stuff, throwing in between trees and seeing who could do it better. And if you hit the tree, you lost. So.
Absolutely, they are competitors. Brock was very serious from the second he stepped on the field. Chubb was very light. He's a jokester. He's all smiles, but as soon as that ball snap, he is 100% competitor, man.
Do you play off of what Brock did? Is that like a motivation for you back then?
Yes, sir. It definitely is a motivation because everyone talks about how good Brock is, and it just makes me want to push myself to be like that. And he's taught me a ton, so I take everything he says to me. So I just want to upgrade my level to game.
All right. Well, Chubba's brother, Brock Purdy, of course, is at Iowa State. He helped lead them to the Alamo Bowl last season. They are not in action until next week when Iowa State takes on Northern Iowa in their opener. Now, Pinnacle Perry wouldn't be our game of the week if there wasn't more to talk about. So remember that guy, what was his name? The kid who was the highest rated pro-style quarterback in the country. He won that National Quarterback Club High School Player of the Year award. You know, he's going to that school with the 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks that just came through. Spencer Rattler. Can't forget that. So if you're watching this, I bet there's a good chance you've already binge-watched Netflix's QB1 Beyond the Light series. And in that, you might say that Rattler comes off a bit confident. Confidence probably the word I would use there. While the reaction to the show has been kind of mixed as far as what people are saying and thinking about him, his former coach, Dana Zupke, actually found the show's depiction of Rattler pretty fair. So take a look at this.
I did. You know, I think they told a pretty fair story. I think they, you know, it was unfortunate some of the things that happened. I think, but it was a pretty honest. I was real pleased to see that. I think they gave a pretty honest depiction of our season last year and what our program looks like.
All right. Well, now we're gonna get you to the scores, which is what most people are pretty much interested in at this time of night. So you can always go to azcentral.com/sports Friday nights. We will have it on display. Make it easy for you. So we're going to roll these for just a minute or so here, and then we'll get back and get some more highlights for you. So on Thursday, Cox's Your View released its lineup of Arizona games and national game schedule. Peoria Centennial and Scottsdale Chaparral will be on Your View, and they are in games that could get some national play. Now, national maybe in quotes. The Cox channel is available in 23 markets across the country. There are 4 million subscribers that get the channel, so national enough for our needs here. Now, going forward, we're going to talk a little bit about grass, about fields. The grass is always greener on the football field, as they say, but for the most part nowadays it's not actually real grass. It's mostly specialized turf fields, but in Scottsdale Unified School District there is still one holdout. Desert Mountain still has a real grass field. We sat down with the man who is in charge of taking care of the grass, so check out this feature from...
You know, you're mowing the grass, you're painting the lines. It's the last of the natural grass in the district. You know you're putting the work into keeping it nice, and so when it turns out nice, you kind of be a little bit more proud of it. It just feels like home. Feels like my backyard sometimes. I played professional baseball with the Rockies, and you know, obviously growing up to lead to that point, so played on some really bad fields, played in the backyard, and that's kind of how I got started, kind of maintaining field. And playing on a nice field, this may be your last stop in sports, and most of the kids here are probably not going to go on to play college, or certainly not pro ball. It's kind of a duty, or it's just an honor to be able to give this to them for possibly their last stop.
All right, that video was by Thomas Hawthorne of the Arizona Republic. Check him out. Next, we will get right back into the highlights. So we are going to check out Peoria Centennial against Queen Creek Castile. So let's open this up. We have Dex Lindholm running for the first touchdown of the game. And he's in. And Centennial just kept pounding on Castile to get started. So here we have another touchdown run, this time by Jaden Young. There he goes. He actually had another rushing touchdown later in this game. But Castile did get back into this game a bit here. We have here Castile receiver Isaiah Newcomb catch an 8-yard pass for a touchdown. And just inside. That's a good one. Get those toes in. In our next clip, we get a real toe touch. This one might be one of the best highlights of the night right here. Oh, that's a score. And after the game, Centennial did beat Castile 34-27. Our reporter Christopher Howley caught up with Coach Richard Taylor after the win. And let's see what he had to say here.
So obviously it's the first game of the season. There's going to be some rust and everything. How do you feel that your team executed in today's game?
I thought we did pretty well in spurts. There were times that we made some pretty big mistakes. But it was the first game. We came away with the win, so we are going to move on and learn from our mistakes.
How big was it for you guys to win this game going into your guys' big game next week?
I think it was pretty important. You know, we'll be playing Modern Day, and I think it was important that we got this win moving into that game.
Thank you very much. So obviously it's the first game of the season.
Moving right along here, we are going to Red Mountain versus Desert Ridge. Here, let's get that reset. Now, this one was pretty much all Red Mountain. Check out this 43-yard screen pass to Jared Wilson. He's going to cut right up the middle of the field and run right through the sideline there. Goes all the way for the score. That's good. We'll do that one more time, actually. You know what? Let it run. All right. After the game, our reporter Danny Shapiro caught up with Jared Wilson. Let's pull this up and listen what he had to say.
We weren't expected to win by some people, but we came out and showed us our best, and we all played very hard. It was a good feeling. We weren't expected to win by some people, but we came out and showed us our best, and we all played very hard.
Oh. I'll move on from here. Whoop. Now this is another one of my favorite highlights from the night here. We have Norco at Williams Field. Now this one, sometimes it's better to be more lucky than good. So here you have a fumble by Williams Field's Kendricks Lurie, but then he's saved by his teammate Peyton Bennett. Let's do that one more time as well. There we go. Next, this one is a great throw. This is just awesome. Here, check out the patience of this throw on the Norco quarterback, Shane Illingsworth. He throws over the middle after the wait. Look at all those defenders, just right over the top. 30-yard touchdown. Now in this one, Norco would take this one 52-27 over Williams Field. Now we do have a highlight from this Cesar Chavez East game. We do have a little clip to play for you. I believe that game might still be going on, might be just ended. But here you have a touchdown right through the middle. Boom. Makes it. All right. Next, we are going to go to South Mountain versus Verrado here. This one Dana Scott was out at. This game opens up with Verrado quarterback Gillis Champagne connecting with his receiver Jack Stabler for a 35-yard touchdown. Let's see. Whoop. There we go. We'll run that again. Sorry about that. A lot of loading here. There we go. Oh, this one is just not going. This one's not going to work. All right, well, it was a nice touchdown throw. This media could not be played. All right, oh, let's try again. Let's see if we can run it back. There he goes. Oh, hard to see. Hard to see. All right, moving on. All right, this next one, we had South Mountain struggled a little bit here. 3rd and 4. Get a little interception by Jaden Harrington. Just picks it off. Let's go! Good grab. On our next one here, get big here for us. You have Verrado was just tough. Now watch this receiver just bounce off of 2 tackles. Just keep going. Getting yardage. That's tough stuff right there. And while this was mostly Verrado tonight, here you have the South Mountain score. It's a 22-yard throw. Travis Gamage catches the ball with just a few feet to spare in the end zone. Let's do that one more time so you can really see it. There he goes. Oh, just inside. But yes, it did get out of hand in this game. So here is another Amir Boyd touchdown throw for South Mountain. It's a little too late in this game, but it's good. Still counts. Still counts. All right. Unfortunately, in this one, South Mountain does lose to Verrado, 52-28 at home. After the game, Dana Scott caught up with co-head coach Mark Carter, and we'll get this so you can see him. Here's what he had to say. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. Nope. Well, little technical problems here. All right. Well, if you haven't heard by now, the Republic is producing a documentary series on the South Mountain football team and high school. This series is called Beyond the Gridiron, The Mountain. It is an all-access show. It's very much in the same vein as HBO's Hard Knocks. We go inside, we go to school with the kids, we follow them after school. This episode, we have a preview for you. The first episode will be released on Wednesday, and every Wednesday you will either get a preview or a new episode to enjoy. The first episode drops Wednesday, but for now, why don't you take a look at our little teaser.
You drive through South Mountain area, and it might not look the best, but we have some of the best people. Truth be told we weren't going to be successful there. And, you know, I just kind of said, okay, well, all right, we're going to see. You can't just jump up a mountain. You got to climb a mountain.
The beginning of the mountain, people think it's easy, okay, South Mountain, until they get to the middle where all the obstacles come and stuff gets hard.
The mountain is big, it's strong, like our community. Our community is big and strong together.
We work hard here. We're not going to be the doormat of high school football anymore.
I want people to come to South Mountain, know that they're going to be highly respected, but they ain't for a dogfight.
When those visiting teams come, we want them to see that, you know, South Mountain is not the South Mountain that it used to be or what people thought it was.
There's no locks in our varsity locker room. South Phoenix kids don't put locks in their locker because they trust the people that's in that locker room.
South Mountain has a stigma of just being a trashy school. It's always fights, it's always this, it's always that. But those are the people who've never been on campus.
I think when you bring up South Phoenix, a lot of people think that it's a underdeveloped, underprivileged area, and that's far from the truth. This is where I hone my personal skills, not only as an athlete, but as a man.
I know what it feels like to have a losing program and nobody believes in you. But this program is growing. You want this community behind you? It's up to you to make it happen.
It's not where you've been, it's where you're going. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some setbacks. You're going to go through some trials and tribulations, but you can't have a testimony without a test.
The other schools with mountains in their name, but it's only one South Mountain, and you can see it from anywhere in the valley. At nighttime, when those tower lights come on, you can always find your way home to South Phoenix.
Shuffle, set and go, up and right. High point. Yep, facing that way. High point. Go.
And again, the first episode of Beyond the Gridiron, The Mountain does come out on Wednesday. You can find it on our YouTube channel, Facebook, azcentral.com. We will have it everywhere and anywhere for you to find it. Thanks for hanging in with us here tonight. First show ever. I think it went as good as it could have been, I guess. Feeling it. So, remember, when you're out at high school games this year, make sure you tag us at AZReplay or use the hashtag AZReplay so that we can see your clips. We will try to incorporate all the best clips that we can find from around the valley each week. Remember, please subscribe to azcentral.com. It does help us get going. Subscribe at azcentral.com. And with that, we will leave you with one last look at the scores before it's time to go to bed. Everybody have a good night. Been Matt Wilhelm. Have a good night, Arizona.